What is up, everybody? I'm not pausing this one. So we're going to be going over crashes and close calls. I'm going to try to mention the plan method as much as I possibly can because that's what we're focusing on. We're trying not to speed. So if we are the active threat by speeding like this, we need to navigate that by slowing it down. Now, typically, you're going to have car drivers pop speed wobbles here. It's because we're going too fast and hit a bump. Okay, that's what happened. You don't really have this problem if you maintain your suspension and tires and you don't speed like that. But we're going to be going over the plan method. It's going to be locating hazard situations like open lane pattern side of the vehicles, assessing if they actually are threats, and how to navigate them. You can only do three things: swerve, emergency brake, or emergency accelerate out. So let's take a look at this. Intersection, it's a hazardous area. You don't know if anybody's going to be doing stupid stuff like this. Nice little new position for safety. He did a swerve into a new position. Okay, that's what he did. It was very easy. Good job. Oh, no, 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 no. Damn, that sucks. Oh, don't pull your back. If you're going to drop it, do it like that. Just lay it down. All right, moving on. That sucks. So I use my rock form mount for this. So link in the description for Cardo and rock form. I have it for GPS, just like that. Car cut us off. It is what it is. Let him just roll off the throttle. There's an intersection sign coming up. Sharp right turn, 45 miles an hour recommended. Nice and easy. So they might be turning right because it's an intersection. We don't know, but good job with the brakes. Oh, they're turning left. Interesting. Moving on. We do have people behind us. So everyone did a good job by applying progressive brake pressure. So very good. So side of the pedestrian, watch out for intersections like this because you have idiots. Same thing here. I would not want to be here. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of this type of riding. If I was going to ride in an area like this, I'd probably do an e-bike or just some like lower CC bike. It sounds like a very powerful bike. Write in the comments if you know what bike this is. I can't really see too much and I'm focused on other things. Yeah, so you just always have to be on alert. So locating hazard situations. Who's the threat? If they're in the road in front of you, it's a threat. You must navigate around it. I'm sure he has to deal with this all the time. And so rev bombing and horns work when it comes to pedestrians for the most part. You had to swerve on that one. But when it comes to cars, everything's so insulated, it's not going to work. So once again, GPS. Oh, we also talk about rescue. So remain calm, restore own safety, stop any major bleeds. He's not doing well. That's part of the system here. So it's rescue. And then we have the smart rider drills and riding smart. It's part of the Smart Rider motorcycle training system. You get access to that card, the thing that just popped up. So somebody pulled out intersections, good swerve, handled it pretty well. Okay, it is what it is. Moving on. Now watch out for any other traffic ahead that might be causing problems. So you don't want to do a road. Let the idiot be in front. Let the idiot be in front. You're not going to win. If you're dealing with something like this, you need to let the idiot be in front because they're going to do that. Let them be in front. Give them, because the law of gross tonnage it basically just states that you're never going to win. A small little boat versus a giant, cruise ship. Who's going to win if they collide? Same thing with a car and a little motorcycle. Who's going to win if they collide? You have to give it up. You just have to let them have it. Oh, there's cops there. That's great. Let them. Moving on. Okay, just moving on. Very good. Oh, side of the vehicle. Very good. Everyone did good progressive braking. Go ahead and let them out. Move on. We're going to go lane filter. Oh, a little tippity tap. Maybe not. Good job. Slow speed maneuvers. That's what we practice in the Smart Rider drills. I don't understand. Like, this guy's dealing with a lot of... This is his video, I guess. A lot of crazy traffic. A lot of pedestrians are the big problem here. Same thing, though, with cars. He's doing what he has to do. Like, if you're going to get in the road, if you're a pedestrian and you get in the road, get across. Don't just wait. Kids are kids, but what are you doing? Just get across, move on. All right, having fun with the rubber ducky off-road. All right. So one of the big scary things here is that if you do get injured and you're incapacitated or you can't extricate yourself out of the situation and you're out in the middle of nowhere, have some form of satellite device. I know with T-Mobile they have Starlink now kind of associated with it. But that's my biggest fear is if I crash and I can't get a hold of anybody and I'm kind of incapacitated and I have a broken leg and I can't get out, that's a big fear.
Yeah, why are you driving like an...
You call him out if you want.
Yeah,
Dude can't see anything because the wind and all the dirt's in his eyes. That's why wearing a full face with goggles is very important. All right. Oh no. Usually when we're coming from the position of a car and seeing another motorcycle, they tend to crash. So they're stopping. Why aren't we stopping? And there's the impact. We see it ahead of time. Okay, we see ahead of time. We should be able to slow down and stop in time, but we're not doing that. Now, I told you I wasn't going to pause, but if you notice that he's trapped underneath the motorcycle. So like I just said, when it comes to off-roading, if you crash and now the motorcycle's on top of you, you can't extricate. That's why I was using the word extricate. I can't speak. It's because it's stuck on you. You can't get yourself out of it. Now, what do? That's a tough spot, especially if there's no one around. So either let somebody know that you're going where you're going, if you're going off-road and all that stuff. So if you're not back in time, they can at least call search and rescue or try to get a hold of you or try to find you. But if you're out there by yourself, didn't tell anybody, it's a high risk. Now here in this situation, what do? We need to be able to rescue this guy. Okay? So if you're in the car right here, get that thing off him. Because for one, if it was like a different motorcycle, this one, maybe the fairings are helping, but he could be burning. Easily be burning. Immediate first degree, second degree starting, third degree is really getting close. Not good. You're gonna have complications to a lot of stuff like that. Now, should he have slowed down? Yeah, he should have seen that ahead of time, maybe swerved. All right, what do we got here? We have a bunch of vehicles stacked. They're slowing down. We're slowing. Oh. Okay. So we need to be able to swerve out of the way and find an escape path. He did not. It's all blurred out, but I'm assuming I've seen this video, I think, before, and you can kind of make an assumption here. What happened? High impact, high mechanism of injury, so we might have to rescue him. But the whole thing happened because these vehicles stopped, and we weren't paying attention back there, okay? We need to be paying attention. All right, roundabout, same thing with intersections. You have merging in cars. There's the side of the vehicle. They should have yielded. I get that. They should have yielded. Same thing here, side of the vehicle. Good swerve, got himself in the escape path, moving out of the way. Okay, same thing. Accelerated and swerved out of the way. So remember those three things we can do. Hey, open lane pattern. No, we're watching that one. So right here, this person in the far right that will switch lanes is stuck behind the car in front of him. Even though the van is a big vehicle and I don't want to be behind the van, that at least the van is moving faster than the vehicle in front of me. Like, let's pretend I'm the car. So I'm going to switch lanes over. Okay, it's a big open spot. It's not a big deal. Maybe he's speeding up close to him, the motorcycle rider. It is what it is. But I switched lanes, right? I switched in the middle lane. More than likely, that car's going to want to go to the far left lane because it doesn't want to be stuck behind the van. You see the thought process that I have in my head? So if I have that thought process and I'm witnessing this from this point of view from the motorcycle rider, I'm thinking that's what they're going to do. And if that's what they're going to do and they're going to cut me off, I need to maintain my space cushion. It's as simple as that. That's me going through the whole plan. I just located a hazardous situation. Is it a relevant threat? It could be. Is it going to become an active one? Yeah, possibly. I need to put myself in a new position for safety by rolling off the throttle, maybe applying the brakes a little bit and maintaining my space cushion. That's how I think all the time during my rides. Write in the comments if that's how you think now. So good job with the swerve. Moved over to the open lane. Handled it too. That's one of the moves you could have done. Kind of going fast here. This side of the vehicle, they did not stop, but good job with the brakes. It was a blind corner for them to do. I would have peeked out a little bit and waited for it to be clear, then moved into my left-handed turn. All right, big group ride. Everyone's doing some crazy stuff. That dude's about to crash. Dump it. He's going to want to get back on the bike and leave. Street riding isn't as dangerous as people make it seem. No, not if you're not speeding. Road surface hazards, always watch out for them. Now, if you notice, real quick, how do you even find them? Well, if the road looks fine, the road looks normal, it's pretty normal, right? So you're looking for the abnormal. You're looking for abnormal. With your peripheral vision, you're looking for abnormal coloring, abnormal patterns, abnormal. Now, you find it, you don't target fixate on the abnormal. I know I said no pause. You don't target fixate on the abnormal, you see it, and then you target fixate on the solution. And the solution would be just to get over this. Just get to the left or get to the right. Avoid that. Now, if it's across the whole road, slow down before you get to it and then gently go across it. All right. He's got 2 GPSs. Awesome.
Dude, you just got 3.
So just kind of moving over. Good job. Moved over. Got out of the way. Kind of let him in because you're not going to win that one. Blind corner. What's going to be around the corner? Oh, just the guardrail. Got super close. Slow it down. Slow it down. You almost didn't make that one. Slow it down now. All right. Dealing with cops. What do? Remain calm. Just chill. Cooperate. Just cooperate. It is what it is.
I'm not writing tickets. Just please slow down, guys. None of this
Very nice.
lane changing. Okay?
Okay, good.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
All right, good. Good.
All right.
Thank you.
Just drive.
More than likely,
Nope.
he's being that chill because they stopped. More than likely that he's chill because they stopped. If he had to chase them, nope, you guys are getting tickets.
Stage and lanes are on there.
So if you,
Thanks, guys.
and that's one of the things, it's hard to hear it's hard to hear lights. It's hard to hear the sirens when you have the helmet on, cardo on. Maybe you should have earplugs in. It's kind of hard to hear, especially at higher speeds. The siren's not going to go that much further than the actual ambulance or cop car or fire truck and all that stuff. I get that. But that's also why we need to be paying attention in our mirrors too. Having a good 360 situational awareness. If you see lights, just pull over. Just pull over. Be cooperative. No, 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 no. The music. Yeah, it was a nice cop. Nice cop. Got very lucky. Now take the advice. Actually do what he says. Stop doing stupid stuff, at least for today. All right. At least for today. It's an omen. All right, so just chilling, lane filtering. Now we're gonna go ahead and accelerate hard. There we go. Tucked it in the side of the vehicle. Good swerve. That person shouldn't have went all the lanes, but you did a good swerve. Okay. They probably thought you weren't gonna be there that quick. All right. That's a non-issue. Side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle. We talk about patterns. That's the side of the vehicle pattern. So if you see that it's a relevant threat, it becomes an active one when they come in.
Behind me.
So if you see the relevant threat,
Next action was
prepare for it.
that I take my hand off the handlebar, gesticulating at the driver.
Gesticulating.
And it's only at this point that she decides
He's doing an after-action review.
to tell me that she's coming off the roundabout and wants to go onto the A3, but it's
Okay.
way too late. What I didn't expect
Okay, it's way
was
too late.
for her to just think it's okay to drive through a motor.
So when it comes to this and you're like trying to get somebody's attention, just assume you're never going to get attention. I'm going to tell you one thing. For me, for a long time, if somebody tries to get my attention, if I get a phone call or text message, I kind of just ignore it. Not enough text messages, yes. I'll answer it in my head. But phone calls, I try to answer them. But just because somebody wants my attention does not mean I give it. And so with car drivers, just because you're trying to get their attention does not mean that they're going to receive it. So if that's the case, the only thing you have control over is how you handle the situation without even worrying about if they're going to participate. So if you see the car coming in and you see the car coming out, don't worry about getting their attention. Don't worry about it. Just do what you need to do to get out of it.
Cyclist. That's exactly what she does. She refused to accept that she'd run through a red light. She said she hadn't done anything wrong. She said, I just carried on in a straight line. Well, it was my right of way. And as of January last year, she has to give priority to more vulnerable road users. So I suppose the learning point from...
Okay. There's the impact. Hopefully we can rescue.
the wrong, or that she jumped a red light.
Here we go. So we're going through here. We have a turn coming up. Oh! So more than likely, they're coming around here, crashed here, okay? Just letting you know. Time to rescue. Time to rescue. Just see what's up, see if everyone's okay. Who knows, somebody could be bleeding. They're like holding, they're like, I'm bleeding, and no one has a trauma kit, and you do. You know what I mean? So they might all be standing up and being fine, and they're like doing this, like, oh crap, I'm bleeding. They're not gonna be able to hold it. Okay, this guy's not doing good.
Ağrısızı var mı bir yerde?
First thought, did anybody call 911? Did anybody call emergency services? If it's a no, you call 911 or you tell someone to call 911. You have to get them on the way. The chain of survival. There's no this if he's that bad, he needs surgery for some reason. He's never going to get to the operating room if nobody calls. So you need to call as soon as possible.
Bel. Yani belini falan bir yere çarpmadıysan iyi en azından. Aradınız mı ambulans falan?
Yeah, he's not getting up. That's not a good sign. Usually if somebody's not that injured, they'll get up. So if he's not getting up, there's a lot of pain or a structural problem. So like a spinal injury. So he's got numbness and tingling in his legs. So right here on the back side of the card, which you get with the system, there's some spinal cord injury symptoms. So loss of sensation, tingling, all that stuff, pain in the neck or back. He's not wanting to get up. Or he can't get up. And it could be the same thing with a head injury symptom. He might be just like straight up like nauseous and he like any movement's going to make me throw up. Stuff like that. It's like, he needs emergency care right now. He absolutely needs it. So it's not a good thing. Not a good thing. That's a bad situation. He got launched pretty far. But with that said, hope you guys ride safe, be safe, grab a slice of pizza. I'll see you on the next video. Check out the system. Check out all the links in the description. See what works for you. But I'll see you guys later.